And the way they schedule them, there's no way you can make it in time.
Yeah, you have to run like bananas.
Wrong.
It's like we're hot. Okay, your show's on.
I'm Larry, and we're here with.
Carl.
And why are you here?
I'm here because I have another show to do, and things are just kind of
Good, you
waiting, and so it was like, hey, I think I'll drop in and see how things are going.
Oh, great. Well, before you get going and think about anything, we got to do one of these things. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, well, it's official.
No. You stay. Okay. Stay where you're at. I'm gonna make some. I've got some teapots and some tea, and I've got dishes to wash. So y'all, it's your show.
All right.
Okay.
For a while, if I don't bother you too much doing this.
Okay, so we're still moving along.
We're on. Okay. Well, so, wow, that's loud, huh?
Is it too loud?
Well, no, it landed on the mic.
I dropped it on the mic. Well, that happens around here.
Well, now that we have your undivided attention.
Right. Well, mostly him. He had the headphones on. He really got the brunt of it.
Yeah,
I have compressors on it after, but you got it before the compressors. You see what I mean?
Well, I can hear myself breathing very heavily here. So, it's Friday night. We're in Asheville, and here we are, Channel 20, Mad Scientist Tea Party, and the Mad Scientist is still trying to get everything all prepared for us.
Who could ask for anything more? Does anybody have a pocket knife?
Pocket knife. I'm sorry.
That would be sufficient to shave a little. I think we should.
Sassafras?
Yeah. Yesterday we tried that yesterday. And we found it to be delightful.
Really?
I'm
Does it
not
give you-
allowed to carry sharp objects. So.
Well, let me see. There's that, and there's a ginseng root too available. We have roots.
Roots.
Yes, available to us.
The roots run deep here in western North Carolina.
Yes,
We need one of those little graters, little cheese
I
graters.
do.
Little
I do.
hand one, little one.
Perhaps you or someone else will
Donate.
show up with one day. I don't ever seem to see the right one or remember to get the right.
Yeah, I
You
see
know,
the little
it needs-
singular little guys.
It needs to be just right.
Yeah.
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 Well, I can
Y'all don't
donate.
know how much stuff a mad scientist keeps in their pocket. Here, let me here. You take that.
I'll take this.
And you can see what you're going to be drinking in tea
I can
wise.
see
Yeah,
what
we should probably give them that book so you can read the one English page.
Yes,
Yes.
that would be. So you can
I'm going to be. This is
has some English on it.
Dahanko, I guess is the correct. It's regarded as a rare tea, which is called the #1 tea in Wai rock tea. Zhejiang cave sheer precipice and overhanging rocks in Wai Mountain in the original growing place. It is the few famous tea to emperors in history. It is the few famous tea. The local scientific research institute has done many experiments in the same condition and achieved successful in growing by non-seed after PR China found it. It keeps the special taste of original Dahanko by appraisal of the specialists. This was translated directly from the Chinese.
No.
It has special deep fragrance smell and palpability and duration good taste, which makes you nice feeling after drinking. It can also remain the taste after several makings, period. Now it is manufactured by the Tea General Company of Waishan City. And that concludes our translated portion of the program.
Yeehaw.
Now, if you notice, it said that they were propagating it by non-seed.
Yes.
As I understand, there is one of these plants. Actually, there are now many. They've been propagating them by non-seed.
Non-seed.
Yes, but if they were to use seed produced seed, then they would be, that plant would be mixed with other plants, wouldn't it?
I would hope.
You see what I mean? And only one plant has survived since the dynasties when this was the famous tea of the emperors.
What happens if that,
They've got a lot of them now. They've been propagating them by non-seed.
and they're all definitely all the same?
Yeah,
Nothing's-
It's the same plant.
If it's by non-seed, it would
So
have
like
to
their
be-
granddaughters and grandsons and
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've sprouted them. They're
Yeah.
working off sprouts.
It's a hermaphroditic tea.
It's just not. They just don't use seeds.
Yeah.
They root. They
Right,
take
right.
clippings and they root them and
Right.
then they propagate this plant. And so much.
I just enjoy reading things that are translated directly from
I
the
know, a
original.
lot of us do. We enjoy that. We call
That
it
always
English.
makes for very interesting.
Just as long as they
Translation.
translate to what it's really saying.
Yes, and
It's
sometimes
like-
it is so direct.
I know that sometimes I verbalize, the place that I work at, if I verbalize to somebody to repeat, to interpret to somebody else something nice and short,
Yes.
it's like a 3-word sentence, it'll take them about 20 minutes to say what I said.
Yeah.
So I know they're adding a little bit to it, and I don't know what they're saying, and I'm trusting that they're saying what I need them to say.
Well, what I always like is when you ask a yes or no question, and they
Oh, no.
and they translate for about 40 seconds, and then they say no, and you wonder what was the other 39 seconds were they talking
Well, it's because
about?
there's a delay in their thought process. They stick
time
filler
delay?
in, yeah,
Or-
well,
Well,
probably a verbal,
or a psychic delay.
a verbal delay.
A verbal delay.
They have to fill it with verbal filler,
Okay,
and sooner or later the right words come out. Hopefully.
hopefully.
But if you ask me a yes or no question, I will not answer with a yes or a no. There is no such thing as yes or no, black or white. There's a story to everything. And if you want to understand the bottom line, you need to listen to the story because I'm not going to say it over
Yes.
again.
But if they're translating and giving you a yes or no, you
Well, that's different.
You
Then I'm
missed all of this
impatient. I wanna-
information that's occurred
And I want to know what.
between the two parts.
That's right.
Between the starting point and the ending.
At that point, I want to know the bottom line. And if they can't tell it to me, then I get frustrated.
Yeah, we had to deal with a Japanese product, and the Japanese wanted us to do all the visuals for the product for this country, but they were going to do the written portion that would go with the still image that was to be used for print material, and it actually was for a cardiac catheter where they put the catheter in the heart to break up coronary plaque. And it came back and it said the name of the catheter, and it says a truly adequate device.
Uh-huh.
And marketing people had to say to them, the
Adequate.
saying that it's a truly adequate
Adequate,
device may
it's-
be good in Japan, but in English marketing it doesn't work. You know, you need to say it's spectacular, it's outstanding, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but adequate is not good enough.
No, that's what scares me. The medical field. You need a definite. It's working. That's it.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
plus. We get some kind of interference going on, huh? Every once in a while, it goes to herringbone.
Herringbone.
Herringbone. You like herringbone, right?
It's all
Every once in a while, we go to herringbone.
I know it, and don't ask me why.
okay.
It may be somebody with a CB in the area.
Oh, my brother has a problem with cell phones.
I don't think it goes out that way.
Now,
I think
I
it only
haven't-
comes back that
Or
way.
maybe
see
it's through the
that.
cable charter.
I think it's only coming in that way.
Okay, well let me turn off my cell phone and see if that has an effect, because I know it can affect digital signals.
It's just a
I've
little
seen it.
phone. Little phone. I don't
I've
think
seen
that would
it. It's
interfere
amazing
too
what
much.
they can do. It's amazing what they can do. So,
That's true.
and so this is our tea of the day.
Yep, and I brought in Milano cookies because
Because everybody loves Milano.
see, I don't know anybody that does not like
I have
Milano.
never met anybody.
Well, although I never met a musil I didn't like.
I met one once, but that was a long time ago.
And
it's
that
a
wasn't in
long story.
Nashville, right?
That's right. No, it's not in Nashville. Definitely not in Nashville music. That is true. So so we have the Milano cookies. We have some tea, which I don't quite understand, but it's seedless. And
And actually,
here
we're probably going to have a couple different kinds of teas.
Okay.
And we also have sassafras
Sassafras.
root.
but we have no way to get the.
Well, he just had a. I
He
know
had a
he has a.
knife?
I know he has a
took the knife
pocket.
and
I know
left?
he had a knife. So there's a pocket
Okay.
knife.
That's
I'm hoping the two go together.
very sad.
It came out of his pocket.
I know. So did the sassafras, I guess. I don't know. It came out of somebody's
That,
yard.
that came out of. Well, yeah. I don't know who grows sassafras,
I
but
know. You
pretty
you
eclectic.
never know. We have more water coming in. So
Water's
we have plenty
good.
Of water. We have plenty of tea.
I can hear the door.
Water on the table. I put too much.
Yeah, it was coming. Yeah,
I
it
know
was,
it. Old
it was a
Faithful.
little geyser. Yeah,
Okay.
Old Faithful.
I turned it down a little bit, but that didn't help.
It helped. Okay. Now,
So should we do a grand introduction for the scientist, or?
no, keep doing it. I'm still have dishes to
roll.
wash. I'm gonna load this up so that when it whistles again, we can put water in the teapot.
Okay.
Let me see. How about
Okay.
rock tea
Rock tea.
number one?
Rock tea
Ooh.
number one.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Let's go with smoky.
Smoky.
Smoky's
yeah, I
very,
like
very popular.
Is there a number with the smoky, like smoky tea number 12?
I think it's smoky tea number 1.
Okay.
I think I have lots of number 1.
Lots of
one.
number ones.
It's either number 1 or number 2. We don't get any lower than number 2.
Okay, all right. Well, not being a tea aficionado, this is all new and interesting to me.
Well,
And
the buying of the tea is a whole interesting process unto itself, because there's the language barrier with the, and so you know what you do the best you can with the buying of the tea, and you try several and sample them around and try to find which one.
You haven't really had one that you didn't like, though, right?
They're all good. Oh yeah, the thing is they're all going to be superior to what we're accustomed to in this area.
Right.
These people, they're all gourmet teas. You know.
now,
So
where do you acquire these teas?
I get them from China Garden Buffet,
Okay.
because Mrs. Wang's brother owns and runs their family business, and her brother runs it. Is the Wu Yi Tea Company in China,
All right.
and they grow teas from Wu Yi Mountain, which is considered like the best tea in China. So her brother runs the company that grows the best tea in China.
So that's how you can get a small. I'm sure they can't order in bulk because this area is not that large, so they can get small orders of tea sent in.
I can get anything. No, I mean just because her brother runs the company.
Yeah, he is.
And they just came back from China, and she brought some stuff back that Jen got. I haven't gotten any of it yet, but you know, when you catch her just when she comes back from vacation or something, she's got all this good stuff. And
Now, do they have the same packaging? Is it the same exact packaging that they would sell over there?
well, what she brings back, yeah, it really basically had all of it.
Because it has all the translations on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any authorized tea tax
away from it?
stamps or something that has to be placed country to country or something.
You know, I don't know. I don't know the details. I just know they've got the good tea, and you know, and if you want the good tea, that's where I go. And I just happened onto that. We used to eat there a lot, and you know, became friends. And they started putting their tea out on display. But they had such good tea there, just their iced tea and stuff, you know, or their hot
Oh yeah,
tea
that's
was always so good. So I started buying stuff off the shelf. They had it on, you know, bulk. You could buy 2. So I did, and then the more I got of it and all, the more I realized, whoa, this stuff is it was just so good. And then I would invite friends over for tea, and then people would call me up a week later and beg to come on because I just can't get
Where did you
tea
get
out of
that?
my mind, you know. And so it grew, and so finally I engaged in conversation, which I say there's a language barrier. And when I was she gave me these little teapot and stuff that had the advertisement of the company on it. And I said how much I liked that it had the company logo, because I love this kind of tea.
right.
And she says, oh, that is my tea company in China. And then again in the conversation, she says, oh, that is my tea company in China. And I got to thinking about that. So the next time I went to her, I was like, you said that is my tea company in China. Do you own Wu Yi Tea? She goes, oh, yes. And then she goes, no. She says, my brother runs it.
There you go.
He lives in I live here. My brother lives in China. He runs it. So her brother watches the store.
That's
you know,
good. But it's a great connection.
and she watches the store here in Asheville, and they have a lovely place with a Mongolian grill, which
Is this the one with the waterfalls on the wall?
that's it.
I love that one.
So since I'm new to Asheville, where is this located?
It's out near the Biltmore Square Mall,
Okay.
in the same little strip mall part of it there where the big Kmart is.
Oh, okay. All right.
Boy, that's going to be full. Okay, now this one has ginseng in it, and this one has sassafras in it. The little pot has the...
Now, do they have to sit for a while before they get
need
activated?
To steep. Yeah, they need to steep, but this one is getting there pretty quick.
Great,
By the time I finish washing the other dishes and be back, it'll be ready.
great.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna wash a few teacups. I'll be right back.
All right.
Y'all talk about something
We'll
interesting.
chat among ourselves.
Do the-
We'll,
exactly.
we'll give you a topic, yeah.
Exactly. And now what you have here is camera 1, camera 2. I can make it fade if you'd rather fade. Camera 1, camera 2. You like that?
Well, where should we keep it? Like right there?
Oh yeah, you keep it.
You're in charge.
You can't do a half and half, huh? No, of course not.
Well, you could if you wanted to.
Well, it looks silly. If there were enough people in here, it would be.
Well, you
Well,
might.
you're
want-
That would be
trying
confusing.
to split the screen.
Yeah. Well, we could do it like that.
I'll
Like
give
that?
you. I'll give you a
Yeah.
picture in picture. You can do that. So you have one
Yeah, we
camera.
can do that.
Okay.
How's that? Is that too busy?
That's kind of weird, but if I put it over
Like that.
there,
Yeah.
now both of y'all are
Yeah,
there.
there
Now
you
that's
go.
weird.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
Isn't
that's
that weird?
That's
Yeah.
well.
There you go.
Here we go. So we
This
get
is
both
happy
views because I can go
people.
like this,
Yeah.
like this, and I have both.
I feel like I'm in the Howard Stern studio without the girls. I mean that.
Well, yeah. You
I
can't always have the
suppose
best. Yeah.
that wouldn't go over well. I have a feeling.
Well, I'm a producer of the Wallpaper Project. We
Okay.
have a show on Thursday nights, 11:30,
Mhm.
following Mount Dungeon.
Okay.
And last night was a repeat of our local artist here, Bowie Van Ling. He did a laser tag. He did a laser tag show with a laser pointer on the Wachovia bank building wall.
Okay.
And he was able to write words, and it would stay on the wall through his projector. He had a
Okay.
laptop, the projector, and a huge laser pointer.
Right.
And he could write words on the wall, and they'd stay for however long he programmed it on the computer,
Okay.
and then they'd blow away.
Got
So
it.
he'd be able to. So he said things like "word" or "love" or "Asheville."
Mhm.
There was one where a motorcyclist was going by, and he pointed down at the motorcycle and said, "Nice bike." And the biker looked up and saw it up there, and they all had some conversation about it. But it was a
So
happening.
it's projecting onto the wall of the
On the wall.
Wachovia building
That's
through
right.
this projector, which in the computer is storing the image that he's written
Right.
with his laser pointer,
Right. You actually-
which goes into the projector. It stores it on the wall.
Right. What you're doing with the laser pointer is, even though you're pointing on the wall, what you're
Right.
doing is you're really turning on and off pixels,
Yeah.
and they're staying on for a given amount of time, enough so that you can see the latent image.
Right.
You know, that look like words or drawings or
Yes.
whatever the case may be, and then he's got it timed so that it'll wipe away.
Okay. We'll just
It runs off,
it'll run off.
and then the wall goes blank, and then you
Mhm.
write something
And he
else.
can extend the timer. It can stay
That's
up there
right.
longer. It's as long as the projector wants to be on.
That's right. Now he didn't experiment with any colors, although I'm sure he's done all those
Yeah.
things.
Was it a traditional red laser?
This was a red laser pen.